Well, while Tiff is a platform to celebrate the best in film, Tiff also is a chance for the city's culinary culture to be in the spotlight. Joining us now for a look at some of his favorites to make is celebrity chef David Rocco, and hopefully to help us and inspire us to maybe do this during the film festival and beyond when we're playing hosts.
Absolutely.
I got to ask you, how's your Tiff been so far? What kind of gets you most excited about this week?
I just love how Toronto comes alive.
Yeah.
I mean, Tiff is great, and it doesn't matter how many actors come into town. The city's abuzz, and everyone is excited, and it's been great. Yeah.
And I got to tell you, there's nothing taken off. There was a kind of people talking, wondering if this year would be different. I think people are so hungry for festivals and really to experience things again post-pandemic that I feel like it's bigger and better than ever, including coming down and seeing you, David Rocco. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about sort of how your experience with the food offerings has been so far, and what have you been offering to people coming by to visit you?
Well, unfortunately, the weather hasn't cooperated this morning, but I'm at House of Peroni, Nastro Azzurro, which is the activation you came to visit us last year.
So
it's a free event for everyone in Toronto, 19 years and older, and we've created an aperitivo experience. Now, you were in Italy last year, so you know what that means.
Oh my God,
you know,
yes.
It's that kind of moment after work where you can come and enjoy, you know, a great Peroni and quality ingredients that goes with the superior flavor of Peroni.
And we need a little rain even in the Dolce Vita.
Absolutely.
To get these beautiful flavor combinations.
This is just food that excites the appetite.
Okay.
You know, it's the aperitivo. And we have house-made focaccia, and we have a Sicilian pesto. Ooh. It's a roasted pepper and pecorino. It's fabulous. Oh, wow. Mortadella, because everyone loves mortadella, with caramelized balsamic onions, stracciatella. Now, you know the burrata that you have at restaurants, and everyone fights for all that stuff in the middle.
Of course they do, and I always win.
Right. Well, you know what? House of Peroni, Nastro Azzurro, we just are very democratic. We love everyone. We just offer to you that stuff in the middle, stracciatella, with anchovies. And we have another one with oven-roasted tomatoes and a salsa verde.
So your inspiration for these things when you're coming up with it, do you kind of harken back to kind of what you feel in the blood because of your Italian roots?
Exactly. And Italian flag's right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's about, you know, aperitivo comes from Latin word aprire. So it really means to open the appetite. So you can enjoy it with Peroni. And it really is about connecting with each other. You know, that moment we just came out of, you know, dare I say, COVID, and it's about people want to get out and have fun and just socialize. And so this is a great way. So the ingredients, we have some great olives, a bit salty, which go nice with you know, the beer. We have taralli, lupini, and so it's just really fun, bite-sized goodies.
Okay, so I'm racing my way to a film. I say I have to go down. I have to see David Rocco. What are you guiding me to, and what can I have a little sliver of right here?
Well, it's live TV. We can try it, right?
We can do whatever we want.
Well, I mean, do you like anchovies? Because if you don't, we can't be friends. I'm walking on set.
I like anchovies. It's just, you know, I was telling you, I'm very self-deprecating because I'm very nervous in the kitchen. So I like to try other people's offerings, and I don't know how to cook with anchovies, so I don't have them a lot. But I would absolutely love to try that.
Well, this is great because you have the beautiful creaminess of the stracciatella, the saltiness of the anchovies, and then that focaccia, warm focaccia that we prepare on the spot. And it's all free.
Okay, so I'm going to as I take a bite of this, remind people how they can come see you. And I also want you to tell us a little bit of a teaser because you've got David Rocco Dolce Homemade.
That's right, on TLN, So we're at David Pico Square. So today, right till Thursday, 4 to 9, Friday, 4 to 10, and on Saturday, our last day, September 16th, isn't it really good? Last day, September 16th, noon to 9 p.m., and it's all free. You have to be 19 years and older. I'm going to try one.
Barely. Check my ID when I come in. I love this.
Oh my God.
And so tell me a little bit, because obviously we always get excited when, I don't want to call it a franchise because it's beyond that. You give us an experience with the Dolce series. Dolce Homemade, what's this about and when's this coming out? And I'll let you finish chewing and I'll keep talking.
Yeah, no, don't worry. I'm Italian. I talk with my mouth open.
Your hands
exactly. It's all good. But Dolce Homemade was filmed in our home. I couldn't go travel as freely as I could. So what I did was I brought people into my home and we talked about food, their stories, and it just started premiering on TLN Saturdays, 8 p.m. and so excited. There's such amazing Canadian food stories that we bring to light.
I love that. You take us internationally and then you bring it home and you have a conversation. Everything about expanding our tastes, our conversations in the world today is what we need, and we do it through food. Thank you very much, David. I'm coming down to visit you. We still got a few days left before it's closed.
Absolutely.
And this is really, really good. Are we going to break, or am I going to send it somewhere? We're gonna go to Jen. Jen, I gotta tell you, I know you're eyeing what I'm eating here, and you are gonna be trying to compete with me to get in here, but I don't know, David and I are hungry. Although it's just opening the taste buds, right?
We're very democratic.
Very
we
democratic.
have enough for everyone.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
Well, one of the city's latest condo developments will be adorned with a tribute fit for a queen. German artist and photographer Michael Mobius' queen portrait, Blowing Bubblegum, will be on full display in the Q Tower on Queens Quay West. And we'd like to welcome live in our studio this morning, Michael Mobius. Michael, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me here.
You've brought in some bubblegum, which I will start chewing halfway through this interview because I'm surprised at what you have in store. But I want to talk about this portrait of the Queen. Obviously, you're world renowned for many of the portraits you've done. Marilyn Monroe, Audrey Hepburn, Blowing Bubblegum. What does it mean to create this iconic one of the longest reigning monarch?
Well, this was actually in a rush. I used to I was painting the Beatles for an exhibition, and I couldn't finish them because this was so much work by their hair. And I came up with the Queen in a rush, and I painted the Queen in 3 days. Wow. And it's just a great twist always to iconic figures, you know. That makes it so interesting.
Yeah, and you know,
so playful.
Playful, but what's so beautiful about your artwork is that, you know, it takes from the Renaissance period and your detail to paint it like it appears in a photograph. I honestly couldn't decipher between photograph or painting. This is you painting Daniel Craig with the bubblegum.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But this playfulness.
I do the entire series, all the Bonds coming out next year. All the James Bonds coming out next year.
All the James Bond are coming out next year.
The Gentleman's Club, yeah.
Okay, and then we have Marilyn and Audrey. I'm so curious as where you got this inspiration for bubblegum. You said that you chewed bubblegum as a kid, but you grew up in East Germany. This is before the Berlin Wall fell down.
Exactly, yeah.
So talk about the inspiration.
Yeah, my favorite movie was always, we couldn't have so much access to Western movies, you know, like in the west part of the world. And I remember always this movie, Some Like It Hot from Billy Wilder.
Yes.
And it was always in my heart, and until today it's one of my favorite movies. And Marilyn became my muse. I started as a pin-up painter after the wall came down, and Hugh Hefner actually was he discovered me. I did a lot of work for the magazine, and I looked for something different, a new challenge, a new expression of iconic figures. And of Marilyn Monroe, I was thinking myself one morning 12 years ago, I came up for somehow with the bubblegum. I cannot really describe it. This picture popped up. And it was really interesting, actually. And I was looking on the internet. Did she ever blow bubblegum? I could never remember an image like this. And and 2 months later, I created this image, became intense iconic immediately.
It is, and I'm sounding
it's like
a little
different.
I started chewing my bubble gum.
I should do
We've
this
got
too,
about
actually.
a few seconds left.
I haven't done this in a while, actually.
But I'm curious to see how big of a bubble you can blow with the bubble gum. It does take a bit of time to get it, so we're working against the clock. So when is the unveiling at Q Tower?
In October.
Oh, it's in October.
In October, yeah, the beginning of it's a really big event, yeah. I'm so excited for this. It's such a great
and we have the Beatles here.
color. Oh, yeah, isn't it cool?
It is very cool. And you know, growing up as a kid...
All you need is gum, I call it. All you need is gum.
Exactly. Is there a work that you're Clint Eastwood?
It's the good, the bad, and the bubble.
The good, the bad, and the bubble. Very funny.
It's a cool image. This is also a twist. This pink bubble gum, you know, this is rough, manly.
Okay, let's try a blow bubble. Okay, ready? One.
It's a little fast, though. We have to chew a little faster.
Yeah, okay, right. 1, 2, 3. Michael Mobius.
I'm telling you, it takes a couple more minutes.
No, not easy.
No, we have to.
Okay. Michael Mobius, a renowned photographer, an artist. Wow, the pictures make it look so much more beautiful. A pleasure meeting you, and congratulations on the Queen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We are hitting the home stretch right now at the Toronto International Film Festival. Richard Krause is here, and Jen, Richard and I have just been talking movies for the last 5 minutes or so. It's been a pretty great chat.
It's always a treat getting Richard's take on films. I mean, you've been in the industry so long. I've watched over like 400 films a year, Richard, and it really continues with Tiff. So there's still plenty of movies to catch before Sunday. And let's start with this one. It's a new 4K restoration of the Talking Heads classic concert movie.
Yeah, Stop Making Sense. Spike Lee Lee called it the other night. He said it's the best concert film ever made. I saw it on whatever night it was, Monday night, and the audience was dancing in the aisles. Wow. The visuals are amazing. The digital sound has been bumped up so that when you see it in an IMAX theater, it's like being at the concert. It's remixed. It sounds fantastic. Sounds like it was recorded yesterday, not 40 years ago. Highly, highly, highly recommended when this comes out. It's so much fun.
Amazing. Yeah, I saw Spike Lee the other day as I was walking on my morning walk outside the Ritz Hotel. He was kind of getting mobbed by people getting autographs and stuff, but he was out there signing. Good to see him in town. Richard, next we've got a crime drama that was really kind of a commentary on the justice system too. Yeah,
this is Limbo. This is an Australian film starring Simon Baker. You probably remember him as The Mentalist, big American hit television show he did for years. In this film, it's a much different role. He plays a cop who's looking at a cold case in a place called Cooper Pedy in Australia, and I interviewed Simon Baker yesterday, and I said, what's Cooper Pedy like? And he said, well, here's the thing. I did a movie a few years ago set on Mars, and he said, we didn't have to do much. We shot it in Cooper Pedy because that's sort of what it is. 50 degrees during the day. People live underground to get some kind of relief from the cold, from the heat, and that atmosphere really informs this story about this cold case about a missing Indigenous woman, and it's about damaged people. It's a police procedural. It's really, really interesting stuff.
And is it all black and white?
It is all black and white, and beautiful black and white.
Wow, yeah. Kind of has that old, No Country for Old Men, or
kind of, and even beyond that, it looks to me felt like a movie that was in a time capsule from 1968. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. Okay, next we have the latest from writer-director John Carney.
Yeah, Flora and Son, set in Dublin. I just got back from Dublin, so I felt like I was on vacation again. Yeah. And it's the story of a woman who has a few rough edges about her, who is just trying to make her way through life with her son, and music becomes her savior. And John Carney has a long list of making really great movies about music, like Once, which won Academy Awards, Sing Street, and now Flora and Son. And it stars Eve Hewson, who is Bono's daughter. And if you watched Bad Sisters, you saw her in that series. Here, this is a breakout role for her. If she should be a superstar after this. She's so funny, heartwarming, smart, rough. I loved every second of this.
I heard Bono on a podcast talking about how proud he was of her and how much he loved this role.
She is talented.
This is really complimentary then, indeed. This is an interesting documentary coming up here, re-examining the whole Louis C.K. scandal.
Yep. Sorry, Not Sorry is sort of a look at the allegations against him, the bombshell allegations sexual abuse that came out in 2017, and then what has happened since. And they interview a number of the women who were involved in this, like comedian Jen Kirkman, and others, and it looks at how he was able to make a comeback so quickly without really ever saying, I'm sorry for the things that I did.
Okay, and finally, we're going to end with a film that you seem really excited about, that you loved, the real story behind Hitman's fake contract killer, starring Glenn Powell.
Yeah, this is called Hitman, directed by Richard Linklater, and it's the story of a guy who is a college professor who works part-time for the police, and then just through happenstance happens to become an undercover officer posing as a hitman who tries to entrap people that want to hire hitmen to kill their loved ones or friends or whatever. And then he falls in love with one of the people that he's supposed to be involved in arresting. It's smart. It's funny. I saw it yesterday at the Royal Alexander Theatre. Seats about 3,000 people. And there's nothing better than sitting in a large crowd like that and hearing everybody laughing at the same time. And there's one scene in here that is so much fun between the two of them that there was like an extended applause break. Like it was like at a comedy show. People were applauding.
Wow, it played like a live show.
Yeah, so much fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that pretty much your fave from TIFF this year, then?
It is. It's up there. Yeah, it's top two. It's top
what's
two
the other
for sure.
one?
I loved The Royal Hotel with Julia Garner. Yeah, it's really great. But this is sinking in.
Yeah.
And you just said something that's never really struck me before, but sitting and watching a movie with 3,000 people, typical theater is what, 300 seats?
Yeah,
perhaps. So you got like 10 times that kind of an audience.
You really get it, and it brings a different vibe to it. It brings a different energy to it. And honestly, to hear that many people laughing at the same time,
that means it's hitting right across the board, right? Yeah, exactly.
Contagious. Okay, film critic Richard Krause, love your takes. Tiff continues for you. You're a busy man.
Yes, it does.
So hang in there.
Retired busy man.
Get at it, Richard. Okay, we really
Thanks,
appreciate your
Richard.
time this morning, Richard. Thank you so much.
My name is Joseph.
All right, well, Canadian designer Joseph Tassone has made waves in the fashion world and is set to make more for his first independent red carpet fashion show in my hometown, Burlington, all in support of mental health and youth.
So we'd like to welcome live in our studio right now, designer Joseph Tassone, mayor of Burlington, Marianne Mead Ward, and of course, singer from Loving, Simone Denny. Welcome, everyone. It's so great to have you in the studio. Joseph, we know each other personally, so full disclosure, I think you're an amazing designer. You helped me design one of the dresses I wore to a Rihanna event, which was amazing. So it's so good to be reunited with you. But talk about this event happening Friday. This is your first independent red carpety charity runway show. What's it all about?
So we're specifically raising funds for mental health and youth. Often, you know, when you go inside mental health wards in their therapeutic rooms, the spaces can kind of just represent so many different people going through moments of crisis. What we're going to be doing is purchasing items for a local hospital to help revamp that room so anyone going through a moment of crisis, they'll have a space that can help them heal a little bit better. So we're trying to do that through fashion. And, you know, since Fashion Week closed its doors in Toronto, there hasn't been an opportunity or a platform for made in Canada designers such as myself to show the world what we can do. Everything I do is proudly made in Canada in downtown Burlington. So it's incredible to put this together with these incredible talents.
That's amazing. And before we get to more of your designs, which of course Simone and Mayor Mead Ward are wearing, let's talk about the mental health importance. You know, it's all over. It's provincial. Joseph Brand Hospital is a hospital we're talking about. Mayor, can you talk about the importance and the impact this will have?
Well, this will fund critically important mental health supports for people. And we've seen how, you know, everyone's mental health took a nosedive throughout COVID. We had issues before COVID, and it's just become that much more critically important. And these are our friends, these are our neighbors. There's no demographic profile for people who struggle with their mental health. It hits everyone. And so I am so excited to be able to get dressed up and have some fun while also doing something for a great cause.
Absolutely.
Yes, you all look lovely this morning. Nick and I were like, yeah, we didn't get the memo.
Get the
black memo. Simone, let's turn to you. I'm a big fan of yours. I listened to your song, Superstar, back in the day. I still remember, I think it was shot in that tunnel connecting the Eaton Center to the Bay. Remember that? There you are. Oh, you have such a powerful voice. So tell us why you wanted to lend your talents to this event.
Simply, what better way to lend your talents is to help someone else. As the mayor said, we've all been through a bit of a mental crisis for the last few years. I understand it. I think we all have a more clarity on the issue now. And so it is a pleasure to lend my talent to it. Absolutely.
And speaking of talent, Joseph, you're just dripping the talent, and these our guests here are sort of wearing your gear, dripping in this amazing Joseph Tassone gear. So, Mayor Mead Ward, if I could get you to stand up, and Joseph, perhaps you can talk us through what the mayor's wearing this morning.
So today what I wanted to show was our signature silhouette. So this is our tulip kimono, and what I love about this piece here is the way that it drapes across the body, is that in the solid wool can really work with any silhouette. Dress up evening to day is a great piece to kind of wrap around and re-inspire pieces in your wardrobe. Everything I do is designed to re-inspire items in your wardrobe with timeless classics, but with a Joseph Tassone spin.
So you expand your wardrobe with the purchase of maybe one or two items.
Exactly. Quality items, investment, made in Canada items is what I love to design and what I love to create, and they're always your go-tos in your closet.
For sure. Like with something like what she's wearing, you could dress it up, dress it down. It's got a hood. It kind of has this almost like Little Red Riding Hood vibe to it as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
The lines are so unique and special. I love it. And you could totally wear a belt. I see that there's
absolutely.
Kind of a belt.
So we have
there.
the hoops, and then you can kind of wrap around like this.
Stunning.
And we can kind of wrap around like that to showcase.
Okay. And I must say, the mayor is such a good model. Like she's working it. She should be walking down the runway on Friday.
Absolutely.
Totally.
And what about Simone's outfit as well? This is kind of looks similar but different.
Yeah. So what I love to do is to showcase my silhouettes in different fabrics. So the moment that you take one of my core pieces and then created. So this fabric we actually made for a special performance for Simone. So it's 2 layers. So it's a solid wool mixed with this incredible paillette lace. We created for her, and the way that it just drapes around the body. Simone, do you mind giving me a little spin? Give a little spin, girl. That's right.
Oh yeah, the light, it really lights up.
I don't know if our camera can pick up the sequins, the shininess. Okay.
Absolutely. And what I love about this is showing it in a different look with the dress. So cinch it with a little belt in your wardrobe. Just take something that is so timeless and reinvent pieces again. So honored to have Simone and Marianne both rocking our kimonos and showing the public how silhouettes can work with different lengths, different everything.
And Joseph, you've talked a couple of times about made in Canada. You're even made in Burlington, so really just down the road here. The importance of made in Canada to our economy. I mean, you know it. Marianne Mead Ward, the mayor, is nodding as well. But can you talk about why that's so important to you and to the industry itself?
Oh, it's huge. Made in Canada, we always look to the end consumer for that support in investment pieces to encourage our economy, but also to encourage Canadian workers and the craft within Canada. Otherwise, we're going to lose it. So we need to encourage that. We need to show Made in Canada. And that's why I'm honored, through our cause of mental health and youth, to have Marianne and to have Simone both wearing our pieces and showing the public what we can do.
Absolutely.
Okay, and this is happening, the fashion show at the Art Gallery of Burlington on Friday.
Yes.
So good luck with the event. Joseph, Mayor Marianne Mead Ward, Simone Denny, thanks so much for joining us this morning to chat about this. Appreciate it.
All right, are you ready for this? The 2023 Mexican Independence Day celebration event marks the 29th annual event at Nathan Phillips Square in Toronto. The excitement is building, and we're really feeling the Mexican vibes this morning.
For sure. It's happening this Saturday. So for more on what to expect, we're joined by the coordinator of this event, Ramiro Navarro, Rebosos Taqueria's owner, Chef Indalicio Moracan, and dancers from Ballet Folklorico Puro, Mexico. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us, Chef. Ramiro, I'll start with you. This event, Mexican Independence Day, has been happening since 1994. This is the 29th edition. Tell us what people can expect when they come down to Nathan Phillips Square on Saturday.
A big celebration. It's going to be a huge one. We are expecting a lot of people. We have 20 vendors for food, 20 vendors for crafts, clothes, boots, different things that they can expect. We have activities for kids. We have actually a contest for costumes for kids and for adults with prizes for them.
Okay, so come dressed up. You can come wearing...
Correct.
Yes, all right.
And come with your appetite, right into Alessio, because, I mean, Mexican food is just so spectacularly delicious, and it smells wonderful here. What are you cooking up this morning?
Right now we have, this moment, we have tacos of birria, or also tacos at carnitas.
Oh, can I have one?
Sure.
I'll take whatever you're serving up, really. Whatever you want to put on there.
One of each.
Yes, okay. So what is exactly in this then?
That's the pork meat. We have carnitas here with
Is this slow cooked?
It's exactly low cooked. Also, the birria comes with a lot of spices.
Okay.
And we add a little bit cheese on the bottom.
Yeah, I noticed you put the cheese on
cheese
first.
Is already on
you
the
gotta
bottom.
melt it.
So what goes first in terms of the garnishes after you put the meat on? Because we do taco night at home, but sometimes, the kids do whatever they want. Is there
The
a proper
simple
way?
is the best.
Simple is the best.
So onions,
Yep.
cilantro,
Yep.
lime, medium sauce, or hot sauce as you
I'm
prefer.
going straight to the hot. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay,
So
we got
should we?
plates too.
Oh, wow.
If
Jen, you
you
go
want to
first.
try this one,
Yes,
you like everything?
I do. I like everything. I want the chef to take the reins because I trust you on
So
this.
I want to add just a little bit of
Okay.
medium hot.
Ah.
One for you.
And so, Ramiro, while we're getting these
beautiful.
made up here, 29 years, how has the event gotten bigger and better over this time?
We are having more performers. We are having new performers, actually. All of them are eradicated here in Toronto.
Yeah.
And we are having more vendors.
Thank you very much.
Actually, we are doubling almost the number from last year to this year for vendors.
Oh my goodness.
The napkins too. Yeah.
And
all right.
also, there is the official part at 7 p.m. The Consul General of Mexico will be giving the shout of arms. It's the way that we call the shout of arms. when in Mexico the priests call to go for the battle in looking for the independence of Mexico.
So it's like a recreation of a ceremony.
It's a recreation, yes.
Wow,
And it's going to be at 7 p.m.
Okay, 7 p.m.
Well, this is remarkable. Well, listen, good luck this weekend.
Delicious.
Thank you so much for joining us and bringing this incredible food and, of course, the spectacular dancers. You can check it out this weekend at Nathan Phillips Square. We're going to take a quick break right now, but, of course, we'll sort of dance our way there.
Ramiro,
thank you
chef,
so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much for this.
Thank you very much.
Delicious. Oh, my goodness.
Wonderful.
Pero no les digas cuando así me dijiste a mí, por eso vivo penando.